So the process of making the Vesuvius album actually started back in May 2016 when I contacted a few of my friends that I wanted to be involved with the project. I was really lucky in the fact that all of the guys that I'd asked to be in the band all showed interest and were available for the dates that I was looking to record. Fast forward to December of 2016 and I finally finished my cruise ship contract, so I then started really getting into the planning phase. In January of 2017, the band got together for a brief meeting where we started going over the details of the rehearsals and the recording session. It was really an amazing feeling to have that many guys in the house talking about this project and being excited, and everyone looking forward to what the end result might be.
Guys, which one do you guys like better? The last one or the second to last one? Second.
A big decision I made really early on in the process is that I wanted a really good music producer. And so I asked a close friend of mine, Drew Zaremba, and he was someone that really was influential in shaping this album and working out the theme and the style of music that I wanted to produce on the album. Drew had some really great insight into what studio we should record the album in, and he was the person that recommended the Echo Lab to begin with. In January, I visited the studio immediately after getting there and meeting Matt, the recording engineer for the project. It was a definite yes. We were definitely going to record there. It was the perfect studio for exactly what I wanted, and it had everything that I needed in terms of gear and the exact sort of sound that I was looking for this album to have. Within a few weeks of visiting the studio, we actually had our first rehearsal. And it was really exciting when we first met in January, but it was even more exciting because we were playing music this time, and it was the first time a lot of these tunes had actually been heard, and the band had a really good idea of what the album was going to sound like. Another big part of this album was actually crowdfunding through Indiegogo. The band really helped out with sharing and notifying people of the Indiegogo campaign, and it really helped in the end because we were able to raise a total of $6,500 in the 60 days, which covered pretty much everything financially for the recording session. So after about a year of planning, the actual recording session came up pretty quickly. We kicked off the Saturday with Pat Coil coming in on his two feature tracks, one being the bonus track, Back at the Chicken Shack, and the other being our featured piece, Spank-A-Lee. And it was just amazing to have him there right from the get-go. As soon as he was overdubbing some of the clavinet parts on Spank-A-Lee, with the rest of the band sitting in the control booth, there was just a really exciting vibe in the air, and everyone knew that the whole day was going to be really fantastic. We recorded 7 tracks on the Saturday, which only left 4 to go on Sunday. We began with Drew's composition Samba Juice, and I was a bit skeptical because it was an 8 AM start and a lot of this music requires high concentration levels, so I thought it'd take 1 or 2 takes to really get in that mood. But the first take was just so amazing, and I knew everyone was really switched on. The whole band actually finished tracking about 2 PM on the Sunday, which gave us lots of time to work on the overdubs. We actually started with Brendon Wilkins playing flute. And then finally we get to the point, the end of the day, we decide to lay some extra percussion tracks for the rest of the album.
Can't forget about this guy.
We actually ended up going about 8 hours overtime here, or 4 hours just on Spank-A-Lee with the percussion that you'll end up hearing. Just to begin with, it was such an amazing experience to have that many people making great music in the session all at once and having so many moving parts working so well together, and I couldn't have expected to go any better than it did.
The Echo Lab has been great. I've never recorded here before, but it's a really great experience. The atmosphere is wonderful. Hanging out with Rufus and Hoagie has been a lot of fun.
Well, my experience on the album has been really great. I mean, going into this session, we had like a lot of music to work on. But the fact that we've gotten it all pretty clean and that we have it all working and sounding good is kind of impressive. Like it's a lot of music, but it's all there, and we got some really good takes of everything.
I think it's really great that we have an opportunity to record this project with so many great musicians and composers. Everyone's musical personality, whether it be on the page or in their playing, is really coming out and coming alive, and I think that's really great.
Making this big band album has been such an extraordinary process from the beginning. It's always been one of my biggest dreams to run a big band and record an album, and to see it come to fruition was just an amazing feeling. I just want to thank everyone that's been a part of this process, from the production team, everyone in the band that's helped out, all the additional percussion guys that came in and played, the recording engineers, as well as the assistants, the mixing, mastering engineers, the videography and editing, as well as all the photos and the graphic designer. And definitely a big thank you to everyone that's contributed financially through the Indiegogo and pre-ordering through our external site. Without you guys, this thing wouldn't have happened, and it's so amazing that I could sit here and make a big band album at the age of 23. I hope you really enjoy the music that's on the album, and I know I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and I can't wait to see and hear what you guys think.